What's up, everybody? This is Peliculas with the Bros. In this episode, we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about The Big Short. We're going to talk about Vegas, going to Vegas for my bachelor trip. That's going to happen this coming week. And Ivan's going to say,
why Migos should stop.
so tune in.
Give me the argument, the best argument you know, for the power of cinema.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Peliculas with the Bros. My name is Adrian.
My name is Ivan.
We're back live and in effect, full and indirect. What's your favorite side dish?
Fries.
Live and in effect. I already forgot the spiel, but fries and ketchup on the side.
Mm-hmm. Maybe an aioli.
More than ketchup?
Sure.
Ketchup is such a weird little thing, isn't it?
I think I'm not really like if it's there, but if there's anything else besides ketchup, like if I have ketchup and mayonnaise, I'll put the mayonnaise with it.
Secret sauce?
Yeah, but I don't know about straight ketchup, like last option sort of thing. It's still good, but there's better.
There is better. There's many things that are better, and I do the same thing where like anything but ketchup, but then when you do try ketchup, you're like, wow, this is delicious.
It's a classic. Heinz ketchup.
Heinz ketchup, Ivan.
The only ketchup.
The only ketchup that really matters. I used to get ketchup packets and eat them.
I could tell.
That was my best years.
You looked like that kind of person.
Do you think that aged me?
I think it used you.
De-aged maybe would have been a safer play. Or
yeah, I said it, just not pretty like
you.
It's such a weird, because I wanted to say it smoothly.
Yeah.
But it's like
You did that thing that you always do where you wanted to enunciate it and you made it worse.
But that was more like
it reversed on you right there.
That was more like I didn't have the vocal capabilities.
You didn't do your vocal warm up.
Yeah, and I had to like grab it from over here.
That is a thing that I tend to do when I talk, and you're mispronouncing something, and as you're mispronouncing something, you notice like your lip is in the wrong spot, and you're like, that's why I'm mispronouncing it, because my lip is stuck to the
like a dog.
my lip is stuck to the top of my mouth right now.
Yeah.
Lips, man, they'll get you.
Can't live with them. Can't live without them.
What if we had beaks? Exactly. We wouldn't be able to talk because you can't make certain
We'd be able to
sounds.
squawk.
That's for damn sure.
Yup.
Welcome to Peliculas with the Bros, everyone. This is a show where we talk nonsense, obviously, but mainly we talk about movies. We are currently doing a miniseries on the great director
Adam McKay.
And today we continue that miniseries with the movie called
The Big Short.
And we'll talk about that movie in all of its complexities in a bit. But first, before we get to that, Ivan, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
That's good.
I'm doing good.
Are you excited?
Middle.
A little bit?
Middle.
I'm almost at a tipping point myself. You know, it's funny because, like, I don't want to say explicitly what I should say.
Go.
I'll get more views. But
Come
let's just
on.
say things could be better.
What does that even mean?
I know, right? That's like the
Things could be better.
Oh, man. Let me just say.
You wish. May I?
Try.
In your fantasy scenario that is realistic, you could have imagined it being better
Yes.
for this trip.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah, that too, but I wasn't even talking about that.
What?
Yeah, it's something
Are
completely
you?
different. I'll tell you after. Because I didn't tell you this pre-show, but I'll tell you after.
Well, everything can always be better.
That's true. Relatively speaking, things are mighty fantastic, honestly.
Was that thing from Mad Men when he's like, what's happiness? The feeling before you want more happiness or something?
Oh, God.
Everything goes back to it's stuck in me. That's all I think about.
Sometimes I wonder why people still go to church and read the Bible. I'm just like, watch Mad Men.
Honestly.
Sometimes I wonder why people even get in relationships. I'm
Just
like,
watch Mad Men.
watch Mad Men.
Yeah.
We should have a whole segment of like things that Mad Men taught us. Rule 10,080. Record people are shady.
Be sexist. Rule 1.
Rule 1. What is rule 1 in the book of Mad Men? Isn't there probably most likely something on episode 1 that explained like the whole show? Like Don probably said something like, I love my life, but actually I'm not happy. And he's like, probably in 10 years I'll find happiness.
I was thinking when the first scene when he's talking to that like busser or whoever he was.
Uh-huh.
He's like, would you ever change cigarette brands? He's like, sure. He's like, would you ever stop? Like, I love smoking. I was thinking like, I love smoking is the Mad Men synopsis, but like super shortened because you won't stop because you love it.
Right.
And that's kind of a theme in Mad Men.
And it's also like, if you take it even deeper, I love smoking. What does that mean? I love something that will kill me.
Deep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's layers.
Yep.
I love smoking. What else does that mean? Time and a place of America.
American pastime. Smoking.
Baseball and smoking.
I wish I want to smoke, but without like the health unbenefits.
Health benefits of smoking. Yeah, me too.
They have like, I know they have like fake plant cigarettes, but I heard it tastes gross.
That's what they have to do for Mad Men, no?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I want to try one
Definitely want to try one. I definitely want to be the guy that's like,
at the bar.
hey, Adrian, where you going? Smoke break. Meet me outside.
He's so cool.
Ow! And you just want to have the puff, and then you want to have that look that Don has. And
then blow it out the nose.
I'm more of a, what's up?
I would do the nose and just like pretend it's not coming out.
Yeah.
Like smoke. Like, oh, how you doing? And then like a little chimney.
Dang. There's so many things you could do with smoking. Just like the cigarettes that you have, like tells you what type of person you are. Like, oh, you have
Lucky Strike.
Lucky Strike, man.
Lucky Strike, man.
Why do you smoke Lucky Strike? My papa smoked Lucky Strike.
Oh.
You know that episode? Come on, man. Who do you think you're dealing with? Ivan, before we get derailed, let's take a quick short break.
Okay.
Because we said we're going to take short breaks. That way the video doesn't cut out.
Okay.
Because, here on Peliculas with the Bros, we're running on a tight ship. We got a budget. What's the budget? $0. What does that mean? Who's the producer? I am.
Our budget is time.
And
the most valuable of commodities.
If you can package and sell your time, how much would you sell it for?
$8.
It's not that valuable, bro. Okay, we'll be right back after this short break. Ivan, it's time for a section we like to call
Things and Such.
I like that delivery. So this past Friday, my lass and I decided to do something we haven't done in a while. We went to the club. I know. We went to the club. We went with a couple friends. Shout out to Antonio and Stephanie. Good dancers. Real good form. Just kidding.
Come on,
Imagine.
man. Come on.
Imagine.
You did it. What am I imagining?
No, like, imagine if that was like my thing. Like, I love going with guys and girls that just know how to dance. Like, I love going with Diego because his salsa is impeccable.
Like, instead of sports, you talk about people's dance capabilities.
Yep.
I wouldn't talk to you anymore.
Yeah, me neither. So we went to the club, pre-gamed, went to the club, drank. Let me just explain a couple things about that night that I realized. One thing. We pre-gamed while listening to Migos' new album. And can I give you my honest opinion that, like,
Hold on. Did you put it on?
yes.
Biased.
How so?
I don't have to explain anything.
Okay. I played it, and immediately everyone's like, yeah, it was the vibe right there. Like, not only was I wasn't I pushed it obviously because I played the music.
Mm-hmm. Saying it
But-
was a good choice.
Yeah, like everyone was like vibing to it, and I was like, that's why they're good.
It's like a hearty lunch.
Yes,
Some mashed potatoes.
it's
and,
it's a BLT. It's a BLT that everyone likes.
okay.
Like what's a sandwich? Everyone loves a sandwich.
But then you have a BLT every day of your life. You kind of want like a little cheese on that BLT.
Sometimes you put some Young Thug, but some people don't like cheese. Some people are allergic.
So they put on.
Migos. But then they're like,
Okay.
I'm vegetarian.
No bacon, less tomatoes, a little salad.
So what do you play?
Black boy.
No way.
I don't know.
I would say like Lil Yachty.
Okay. I don't know, like these comparisons.
And then someone comes in and is like, what's this vegetarian?
No.
I'm a carnivore.
Give me the meat lover sandwich with salami, pepperoni, pepperoncini, morgonzola. They want the meat.
A little ganoush.
A little babanoosh.
That's when you play Jay-Z? Or like
this is a pregame club.
exactly, yeah. Anyways, Migos was the perfect pregame music.
Okay.
Made me appreciate Culture 3 a little bit more. And we already talked about this, that like that's the type of vibe you need to play it in.
Mhm.
And it was like a hypothesis, and I proved it out with science.
Okay.
It was an actual cause and effect.
But I believe you.
Secondly, we went to this historic club in San Diego. Probably not historic, but I like to call it historic. Called Onyx.
Guarache. Oh,
That's racist. Onyx.
okay.
Onyx is it's probably the best club pound for pound in San Diego,
Okay.
but it's not like the nicest club.
Consistent.
It's
Like
consistent.
Migos.
It's consistent. It has variety,
Mm-hmm.
and it has enough. It's not ratchet,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not ghetto.
Okay.
You know? So they have 3 levels. The first level is like the hip hop pop floor. Mainly hip hop. The second floor is like reggaeton
Mm-hmm.
and some tropical, some Mexican here and there. Third floor is primarily salsa, bachata, merengue, stuff like that, right? Like it gets more. It basically describes Americas. It's like you go to United States, you go to Mexico, you go to South America.
Yeah.
It has a nice variety of everything. You can pick where you want to go. Everywhere you have a little bit. Oh, I can't say that. There were so many people. It was so hot. I was drenched in sweat. This is right after everything opened up.
Kind of gross.
It's kind of gross, but we've always done that.
Oh no. Like I went to Target the other day. There was like a car meet out there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect it, but they're like all.
What's your
going-
opinions on car meets, real quick?
I hate them.
Okay.
They're like going back and forth between Target, but it was so busy, and I was like, wasn't prepared, and I felt like
Not in Target, right?
they're like going in and out of Target, like shopping or whatever, getting whatever they needed. But it was like busy, and I've never seen Target like that. I was like grossed out, and I felt like I had like a fight or flight sort of mini reaction.
Yeah,
I was like, ugh, I don't like this.
yeah.
There's just too many people.
Because of ickiness, or just like so many people?
Like this happened like way back It happens to me often. This is a disability I'm talking about. But when there's like a ton of people, and then I'm there for a while, and I'm just like kind of thinking like, why? Like they're all people, and then like I get like freaked out.
Yeah.
Not like I'm gonna.
You don't get anxiety.
I'm not gonna like start crying or anything, but
Right.
it just like takes me back.
Right.
And that's it.
I have something similar when I'm at the mall, when I'm shopping anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's the mall. And it's such a weird feeling now that I think about it. Like I go to the mall, I'm trying to buy something. And if I'm there too long and I see a bunch of people shopping, I'm like, I feel disgusting. Like it's a blend of like, why am I spending money?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a mix of why am I spending money? A mix of consumerism, a mix of like imposter syndrome. Like, why am I shopping? Like, I don't need to shop. Like, who am I, a fashionista?
Oh.
And then fourth is like seeing everyone and them thinking like what they're thinking. Like, oh, this would look good on me. And I'm like, oh, I got to get out of here. I feel anxiety and I have to leave.
I feel that.
It's so weird. How we got there in Onyx, because it was crowded. Yeah, it was crowded. But Onyx, man, it's such a weird spot. Because, like, there's so much history in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much memories.
History for you.
My memories, but everyone else's memories, too.
Oh.
Like,
and to me, it's nothing.
do you think places hold memories?
No. People hold memories, you idiot.
You don't think places have like souls, like
Nah.
vibes?
I think it's just
Like,
like
oh, I feel that people had fun here or didn't have fun or whatever.
I think it's just like what you come in already with, and then like your mind makes the story. It's like
So-
you walk into like a ghost house, you're like, there's definitely some bad vibes here, but like it looks already bad vibey, but like your mind kind of like flares that.
So absolutely no feeling. There's no way for you.
Well,
In
I
your
d-
head, there's nothing like that. There's no kind of soul. Places have souls type of vibe.
Correct.
So it's purely made up in your head.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but I think that still makes it real. You know, like just
Ooh.
because it's made up in your head doesn't mean like everything's made up in your head.
Right.
Like this is like what I see is made in my head.
Right.
You know, it's just like my eyes.
Make it.
Yeah, they're like the little Connect sensors from the Xbox. Like looking at that and then putting it into my hard drive.
But this is physical.
But like when I touch it, that's just like the information sending to my brain and telling me like that's.
But it's not just
woven.
you that says it. It's multiple people that say that. Like,
yeah.
This is real because multiple people feel it be real. But
Yeah.
energy isn't the same.
What do you mean energy?
Like a soul, or like a place having like a vibe.
I think that's just your mind, isn't it?
Yeah, could be.
I'm saying that's like the same thing. Like this is as real as you thinking of touching something.
Uh-huh.
It's just this is like another information that's thrown at you.
Interesting. I was listening to a podcast where they were saying that like our thoughts actually living things. Like something that a
Yeah.
thought that comes in your head isn't actually produced by your brain. It's something that comes in your head.
Ew.
And like now you have it in your
Like a
brain and then you
ghost?
process it.
Like a ghost?
Like a ghost, yeah.
I don't think so. I think thoughts are just us.
But how? How's it coming straight out
That's like brain cognitive stuff. I don't know.
It isn't
I don't think that's even answered yet. Like we don't have the
exactly. It's not.
technology. But we can guess.
I can guess that it's a ghost too then.
No.
No. Anyways, the night was fun. Onyx was fun. There's a part where it's funny because like they do play like banda,
Okay.
like I'm I don't even think that's banda. That's like cumbia mix, whatever. And I turn 100% Mexicano.
That's dangerous.
Grab your girl, you do the little
square dance, perhaps?
little square dance, and I'm like, where does that come from?
The soul of the place.
That's like I think it's after years of like maybe watching it and just like, okay, that's how you do it. So when the time comes, you're like, here I go.
Are you talking about like what made you want to like do the weird dance from that music?
Just being able to do it, and just the fact that I'm even doing it. Like 16-year-old Adrian would be like, there's no way that I'm going to do that at the age of 30, let alone in 2 years or 3 years. And here I was.
Doing it.
Doing the damn thing. It was weird.
That was weird.
I guess everyone, you can never say never.
I can.
You can, but you might eat
Not-
it
Okay.
and end up doing your little jiggy dance. And then it hit me the next day so we drank, and I'm like, I got a hangover. My head was hurting the whole day until I was finally smart enough to take an Advil. Then I realized our bachelor party's coming up. Well, mine that you're coming to, and I'm not ready for that, Ivan. I'm not ready to have that kind of hangover, even though it was like one of the smaller ones I ever had, for 3 days.
You don't have to.
But it's gonna happen. We're gonna drink. We're gonna drink an incredible amount.
I think if you're tactical with it, you'll surpass your limitations.
Yeah, we're gonna have to drink so much water. Like, we're gonna have to go to the restroom every minute.
And we just get a lot of food too.
Damn. So we're gonna just be fat and. Yeah, I guess that's the option, right?
Might as well.
There's a couple places I'm excited to go eat at.
Okay.
One place called Moon Palace. It's
Alright.
basically like a fancy White Castle.
Okay.
I'm excited for that.
What is it like? Plated or?
No, it's you take it to go.
Oh, okay.
It's Dave Chang. Anyways, excited for that.
He's a chef?
Yeah.
Okay.
We definitely need to be tactical. We definitely need to drink a large amount of. Oh, have you had the hydration things from Costco?
I have them.
Are they good? Do they actually work? Do you know?
I have never been in a position where it's like, I'm glad I had this.
Right.
But they're salty, but that's the point, right? Like, get the salt, absorbs all the water, and you're just like, filled with water.
You just reminded me of SpongeBob SquarePants for some reason.
I see that.
So do you think the best option would be to should I bring a whole thing of salt and just put it in some water and like chug it?
What if we just bring the little things and use it as a mixer and then just like a shot, a little pour in that? I think that would like kill us.
It's like counterintuitive. Like, okay, I need to take this pill, but I also want to get drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take the pill to feel better, but I'm going to drink it. I'm going to drink it down with a shot. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like a positive and a negative makes a 0.
You just no drunk.
Yeah.
What if it multiplies and you're like,
I was listening to the podcast where a comedian was saying that he bought this thing from Amazon that supposedly like cures. It takes away hangovers.
mm-hmm.
So he's like, okay. So he drinks like a whole bottle of liquor that night, and he took the thing that gives him no hangovers. And the next day he's like, I still feel just as bad as I would without this thing.
Maybe not the whole bottle.
He overcompensated.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring salt. I'm probably gonna get Gatorade and coconut water. I'm thinking about getting that thing. Should I get it, or should I just bring the Gatorade and?
Might be a little cheaper if you just get like a case of water and then like a pack, and that's like all we drink.
Yeah.
That's Because one thing, you could use it for like multiple bottles.
Right.
Because it's like salty for just like one bottle. Because
Uh-huh.
I did that the first time I got it. I was like,
But maybe that's what we need. Like a hyper shot of that.
Jesus.
What is that thing? Dry scooping
Oh God.
that
just
people are
like,
doing? We could just dry scoop hydration mix.
Uh,
I'm sure it needs water though to actually work the right way.
yeah. We're doing like everything but just drinking water.
I told my friend Jesus, he asked me, should I bring beer? I was like, yeah, I bring beer. It's going to bring like our water, basically. Like that's what we're going to drink to
Hydrate.
hydrate. Because it's going to be the least alcohol level out of everything we drink.
In the olden days, that's what they drank instead of water.
That's what they said, yeah.
Because it was the only thing that was not filled with bacteria.
Yeah, like you would want to ferment everything you drink because that way you're taking good bacteria versus bad bacteria.
Take me back for real, huh?
Take me back. But did you ever go to that? Sure you did. Obviously you did. The field trips, 5th grade, 6th grade, where they show you like how they used to filter water, and like that big cement thing where they put like water in it and it would just like slowly drip, and then underneath the cement you would see them have the bowl right there that catches the water, but underneath it would be all green from all like the bacteria and algae it would collect.
Ew.
And that's how it would filter.
I know I've heard of that, but I've never seen it.
It's weird. Okay, we'll be right back after the short break. Ivan, our boy Spielberg has signed a deal with Netflix.
You either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
Shout out to Krusty the Clown. Stevie Spielberg always was one of the guys that said, nah, Netflix is trash. That's definitely a misquoting, but if you want an over-exaggerated
it has
synopsis.
the same spirit.
Yes.
It got the soul.
But now he's back.
Uh-huh.
He's like, you know what? Netflix ain't that bad. They said it's technically not. They said he's gonna direct some movies for it, but mostly it's like his Amblin connecting with them.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening, Ivan? This is the biggest director. This is the biggest director of all time, right?
Probably.
Okay. Reaching the later parts of his career, obviously he doesn't have too much time directing left. Maybe he pulls a Scorsese and directs until he passes away. But what's happening, Ivan?
I think he's like given up on caring about the perfection of cinema, you know? Because it's gonna sound contrite if I'm using that word correctly.
Love it.
But like I've felt similarly, not exactly with movies, but about like, oh, it's not in the spirit of this. And I've thought that for like a while.
Yep.
And eventually I'm like, who cares if it's not exactly in the spirit? It's still what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, it's like giving up, but like letting go more.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's doing. I don't think it's like, I don't care about movies anymore. I just want money. But probably money is a big part of it.
Yeah.
But I think it's more like letting go.
It is definitely letting go. I wonder if it is a sort of a resignation of maybe the streaming services is a better option for entertainment than theaters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also thinking like, I mean, it's something that's sort of obvious, but like, is it really?
What?
Like, is streaming services, is YouTube, like, I think we've always talked about this definitely before, where we say like a 10-year-old is going to value a YouTube short more than, or a TikTok, what's it called?
Yeah.
TikTok video.
No, a TikTok.
A TikTok. That just sounds wrong.
Well, you're
I'm
wrong.
old, huh?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm old. That showed my age. 10-year-old's gonna value a TikTok more. That feels so
But
weird.
you said it's so like hard. Like a TikTok.
Okay, that's why.
TikTok.
A 10-year-old's gonna value a TikTok more than
There you go. Just whisper it so you don't have to actually say it.
than a movie, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna say, I want to be on TikTok more than I want to be on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Or and that's like a bad sign for Netflix too,
Yeah.
where they're saying like we're losing attention to TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat.
Survival of the fittest, I say.
But I find myself using those platforms a lot too. Like it's not only the 10-year-old that's finding ultimate, but for me it's like I would much rather, in my head I say I would much rather watch a great movie than being on TikTok for 2 hours. But what am I really doing? I'm really spending 5 hours on Instagram.
I think that's like a kind of like an ego thing or wanting to look superior.
Uh-huh.
Like you say like, oh, Citizen Kane is the perfect movie.
Oh yes.
But you know you're going to watch like Bad Boys 3 over and over again.
Right.
Or whatever. And that's just like there's more comfort in Bad Boys 3.
Right.
But even though you know you're logically wrong, you're still going to do it. I think it's just like you don't want to look like an idiot, even if neither really is being an idiot.
Yeah.
But the snobs will say like you're an idiot.
Right.
So you're kind of appeasing to them. It's a fight.
But is it, I guess I'm trying to work out my own feelings with this in a way where it's like, what do I really like more? Do I really like Instagram more than going to the movies?
I was thinking about this with like comedies. Like after we're doing with this series, I was like, I was thinking about like the movies I would tell people are my favorite movies, and then it'd be like Dark Knight or something like that.
Right.
But now like other guys, why don't I tell people the other guys is the greatest movie of all time?
Yep.
Like I was just thinking like why not?
Right.
Like I was thinking like the eventual conversation someone would have with me. Like worst case scenario, like you think that's the greatest movie?
Yeah.
And like at that point, that guy sucks. I wouldn't want to talk to him. And then best case scenario, like I've never met someone who likes this movie.
Yeah.
You're my best friend or something like that.
Yeah, and it's like if you take a step back and look at your life and you do a retrospective of like what are the most quoted movies I've ever quoted? What are the movies that I always talk about with my friends?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at that list, if you look at my list, it's going to be like Nacho Libre, Other Guys, Step Brothers, stuff like that, you know? Like random movies that you wouldn't consider in your top 10 list of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But technically, that is your top 10 list.
Mm-hmm.
Your top 10 list are the things that you think about the most, the ones that affect you the most, the ones that make you laugh, cry the most.
Yes.
So we should be going towards that. But is Instagram and TikTok and things of that nature, are we only using that? Is that our favorite platform, our favorite media consumption because it's so easy to use? Like, ultimately, the amount of joy that you get from TikTok, is it as much as you would get from going to the movie theaters and watching Dunkirk?
I get what you mean. I think in the long run, no. But like that little spark of instant happiness, that's what makes TikTok and Instagram so entertaining. But like a month from that point, you're not going to get anything from that second. But that 2-hour movie that was maybe a little bit less happy, you're going to get like a month of low dose happiness.
Yes.
And it'd be overall more. It's like horrible fake science that I'm saying.
Yeah. But it makes sense.
Yeah. Like I'm not using actual measurements or anything, but I just think if it's worth something, or that's not the right word, but if it's like meaningful,
Mm-hmm.
then you'll get more out of it
Right.
eventually.
Right.
But if it's just like a quick flip happiness, you're not going to get much out of that eventually. Just like that instant bit.
Yeah. Yeah, because one of my main faults right now in my life is that I cannot.
Mexican.
Yeah. Tell about it. Just forgot about that. I cannot live. I literally can't do anything without listening to like a podcast. And it's disgusting.
Why don't you just boop off?
I mean, yeah. It's not like
Boop. That's it.
don't
I
be
just
that
solved
don't
it.
be that guy.
What the heck, Adrian?
And it's such a bad habit right now where it's
Why
just
don't you use audiobooks?
that would still be an issue though.
Well, what's the issue then?
The issue is that I can't concentrate on things fully. I rather have two things in my head at once. What I'm doing plus the podcast.
What are you doing with the podcast though?
Trying to be entertained.
No, but like you're doing two things at once. What's the second thing you're doing?
I can't say that.
You're working on your home projects. Yes.
Yeah.
I understand.
But it's stuff like that, you know? It's like I need to, and I now at first it's sort of like a drug where it's like you do it once and you're like, "Oh, I can get rid of this." And now I'm in it, I'm like, I can't survive. And I need to do it the thing what you're saying.
You got to use music.
I know.
What are you
That's
doing?
the thing. It's like I'm listening to music and then I'm like, you know, what will be really good right now? Podcast. It is as simple as
You're dumb. First of all.
Thank you. I knew this. I knew this.
Well, this is kind of a weird example, but I was playing Minecraft. This is like half a year ago. I was like, I want to listen to something else while I do this, like two birds, one stone. So I put on an audiobook and I was playing Minecraft. I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing because like I couldn't concentrate on Minecraft.
Yep.
If I wanted to listen.
Yep.
And like vice versa.
Yep.
So I was like, I'll just listen to music.
Yep.
Music, and that worked. But I'm not listening to the music hard, so I just put on like whatever.
Yeah.
Anything that sounded remotely good,
Yeah.
and that worked.
Probably like Lucifer or something.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
No. Just anything, but just something where I would be doing two things, but I wouldn't care about one of the things, and I could still put all my attention on Minecraft.
Yeah.
Which is what I cared about.
Yep.
You got to do that.
Yeah. It's definitely just like.
Doing it.
Yeah. It's
But-
like everything.
Yeah.
Like,
We solved life. Just do it.
Yeah, we already know the meaning of life. It's just do it. Shout out to Nike. With the Spielberg and Netflix thing, rounding that out, I just want to say that I'm not interested in Spielberg anymore.
Yeah.
Like it is to me, it's only interesting because of who he is, what he's done, and what he's accepting now. But I another part is interesting because I want to see what the next 10 years of internet is like. Sorry, movies is like.
Okay.
Especially with, because definitely, I guess what I'm trying to say too is like, I already knew the answer that the Instagram and TikTok thing, it's not good for me ultimately in the long run, where a good movie could be. There has to be some kind of like swerve back to that, because right now it's like 99% everything. Everyone's going towards their phones.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be an opposite swerve. Just it's a trend, you know. Things need to happen like that.
Is this in general? You're saying
Yeah, I
Like
wonder when's that gonna happen.
social movement?
Is it a social movement or is it like some new technology that allows?
Living in the moment, like without the phone.
I don't know. Yeah, it could be social though. It could be like, you know what? We don't need phones like this.
I think it'll happen eventually, but phones and internet are so new. Like nobody knows the effects at all, and the people who do know the effects, they're like, they don't have the voice yet.
Right.
And the kids and the younger people who grow up and then they figure out what's wrong with them, they're gonna see like, oh, it was the phones and the internet, and then they'll be like, okay, we got to do some regulation or something, social movement, and then that's when that happens. That's future
problem.
Yeah.
Not a now problem.
Yeah.
In other news, these next two topics, we can just sort of like combine them. So, Michael, have you heard of Michael B. Jordan's new rum brand?
Rum? No.
So he's making a new rum brand. It's called Juve. The name comes from a Trinidad and Tobago festival that marks. I don't know exactly what it means. It's about like celebrating the freedom of slaves at that time, during that, back in the days. Anyways, he named it this. There's backlash because he's not from Trinidad and Tobago.
I was about to say, like, is he even from there?
He doesn't have any roots to this. Okay. Then there's this other thing going on with Billie Eilish. She was they have a video of her when she was like 14 years old mouthing a Asian slur because she was reciting lyrics from Tyler the Creator, which is so meta, and it made me think ultimately that all of this is dumb.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But the fact that I'm even bringing it up is adding fuel to the fire.
Very small amount of fuel.
You know, our fans are vicious carnivores, you know.
It's like a tiny little matchstick and like a roaring flame already.
I hope I don't make this worse.
Exactly.
But, and then it made me think like where I saw this is like on websites like Hypebeast and Complex. And I'm like, are they just saying it's an uproar because they're getting clicks?
Yeah.
You know? So it's like more so the people that write it out are the ones adding fuel to the fire.
I think it's like a synergy sort of thing. Like it starts with a little uproar, news, bigger uproar, more news, and it just keeps until you get that flame. That's how it always is.
And Michael ended up changing the name like today or something. And Billie went out and apologized. She's like, I'm sorry for saying it. I was 13 years old, didn't know. And I'm like, I wouldn't change the name and I wouldn't apologize. Literally like 10,000 people were mad about the Michael B. Jordan thing. 10,000 people that will forget about this whole thing once it comes out. Secondly, if I want to call something Juve, I should be allowed to, which he is allowed to.
Yeah.
If I want to call something Pozole, I should be allowed to. I guess like, yeah, I'm Mexican, but I'm trying to think of things like, why does that matter? Like, I can't take from a culture.
I think you might as well just let the culture have their culture sort of thing. And if he's not from there, he should have just named it. Is he from like Chicago or something?
Sure.
If he's from Chicago, call it like Chirac. How do you say it? Chirac?
Chirac.
Chirac?
Yeah.
Just call it that.
You're right.
And like just use your own.
So don't take from culture is your opinion.
Like I won't care if you do, but you might as well not. Because like you already have your own life. Like just take from your own stuff.
Gotcha.
Even no matter how cool it, like he probably saw like this festival like, oh, nobody's done this. This is so cool.
Yeah.
He should have been like, that's not my culture. I should just do something from Chicago if he's from there. But it's also not like a huge deal. But
yeah.
It's just about being. I think people just don't like the inauthenticness of it.
Well, imagine I get super popular one day and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna name my brand Mexicano.
Mm-hmm.
My tequila brand Mexicano.
Mm-hmm.
And then they watch all the podcasts where we're like, Mexicans suck. I hate being Mexican. You know? And they're like, what about
if I
this?
were you,
Mexicano.
yeah, but if I were you at that point, I would be like, look, I'm Mexican. I have Mexican heritage. I would get mad at them. Like, I have this, and this.
Oh.
And if you knew anything about like Mexican culture, we make fun of each other a lot.
Uh-huh.
And then just put it on them. Because, like, I don't think you're in the wrong for calling that, if that's what you want to call it.
Right.
Because it is your culture. You just have to, like, explain it. And I think explaining is fine. You don't have to apologize or anything. Just about saying the right thing, I think.
No, I agree with that. I don't think I would call it Mexicano straight up. I would call it more like pozole because I love random words like that. Mexicano's too on the nose.
I think I would do it just so I can, like, yell at people. Because they would call me white. They would call me white.
Yeah.
But not you white.
Obviously.
But then I could be like, hey, look, he's brown. But he's my full brother. I'm not brown. So
is that how you would explain it? That would be a good way to explain it.
I would explain it better, but, like, it's like a weird situation we're in. Like, how I can't really say the same things you would be able to say. Not like I want to say anything crazy. But if I call it Mexicano and you call it Mexicano, you would get less pushback than me.
Uh-huh.
But we're the same.
Yeah.
Genetically. So it's like, are you discriminating based on our color?
Right.
Without knowing our heritage?
Right.
It's like putting it on them.
Yeah.
It's like a little moral dilemma, but not really.
But you also aren't the type of person that would want to do that to other people.
What?
Like, if someone like discriminates against you, you wouldn't want to be like, "Are you discriminating against me?"
No, I wouldn't do it like that. I think I would try to explain, like, look, he's brown. I'm not. We're the same. So, like, what's the deal? He can, but I can't. We're the same.
But at the end of the day, isn't it more like I can take from any culture because we're all humans?
All right. You're one of those guys.
Like, yeah, I might be brown, you might be white, but though at the end of the day, we're still humans. You know what I mean?
I think we're all sort of brothers in this world.
Come on. Seriously, please.
I don't think we're at that point. That's like 1,000 years in the future, sort of.
But if not now, then when?
We're not there. We're not connected enough. Because I think you're right, but we're just there's too many different life growing up situations where we're just so separated, like culturally. Like me from little San Diego to like some dude from the hood in Chicago. That kind of rhymed. But our lives are super, super different, but we're both humans. It's just too different.
Yeah.
Maybe like a zebra and a horse. They're kind of the same, but they're not the same.
Right.
But that's future. 1,000 years.
I guess at the same time, I wouldn't want to say like we're all humans. Like I want to say we all should experience life differently. There should be cultures. What happens when everyone has the same culture? It's sort of boring, isn't it? That's why, like, when you go to China or when you go to Japan, you're like, "Oh, this is interesting. It's a different culture." But what if 1,000 years from now, going to Japan is just like going to El Cajon?
Ew.
Exactly. No one wants to go to El Cajon.
Yeah.
Shout out to El Cajon. There's a resurgence, Ivan, of... I shouldn't say resurgence.
COVID.
It's interesting right now that just how stocks are getting popular with things like Robinhood.
Mm-hmm.
So is things like shoes, cards, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hearing a guy, Gary Vee, say that, like, at the end of the day, stocks are valuable because people value it to be valuable. Same thing goes for anything. Is there a world where you see, like, people vying for Air Jordan 3s as, like, a stock? Or Pokemon cards?
Don't they already do that kind of?
They do that. I guess I'm trying to say is, isn't it weird how culture is becoming more prominent?
What?
Like, okay, no, this is the real question. This is the real
Okay.
question. In 100 years from now, 50 years from now, will the stock market be worth almost nothing compared to things like shoes, cards, video games,
I read.
NFTs? That
Shut
is
up. Shut up.
I'm not lying.
Shut the hell up. I read this investing book. It's like from the 50s or 40s or something.
Tell me the name. I probably read it too.
The Intelligent Investor.
Heard of it. Shout out to Warren Buffett.
Shut up.
You know I'm right.
You didn't write it.
He read it because that's what he bases his theories on.
Shut up.
Exactly.
Jesus.
That's a good one. Kick off, sorry.
But there's like throughout the book, he's like, stocks will always matter. Like, if it goes down, it doesn't matter. It's gonna go up again. I was like, that makes sense because like throughout all of stock timeline, like there's never been besides the very beginning, there's never been a
zero
end of the stock. Like what goes up must come down, whatever. It's like, that makes sense. But like the stock market has never experienced like the internet and everyone being able to connect to each other instantly and stuff like that. So maybe like that book was right for a time, but what if like it does change? Like people start to realize we don't need a stock market and we don't really need one. It's more just to make money.
Yes.
Right?
I think so.
Because I was thinking, like, what's the point of the stock market? And
Yeah.
like, to have stock in company. And then, like, who has stock in company? Holders.
It's like, I love it, though. I love how basic this is, but I love it still.
I was thinking, like, yeah, the stockholders, like, what's the point of them?
Yes.
And they would guide the company into making more profit, right?
Right. The more stock, people want to see profit. Stockholders want to see profit.
They want to see the stock go up so they could eventually sell it or just have more money in stock.
Yeah.
But they don't do anything, right?
Who?
The
Stockholders?
Like, all they do is, like, say, no, that's not a good idea for this company. That's not going to make us money.
Wait, who says that?
Stockholders.
Stockholders have a say in the company if they're a big portion.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So they're really only there to be like a guiding hand if needed. Right?
Yeah, in a way. They're like voters in a way.
Yeah. But if you have like a good leader who knows which direction to take it, aren't stockholders pointless?
Yeah. Like, are you trying to say, like, your ultimate thing is, do we need stocks, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say?
I'm saying, like, in the perfect, not even perfect, if we're
trying to get off of that.
Yeah. If we just focus on making a good product and focusing on, like, good leadership, we really don't need stockholders.
Well, yeah, I don't think so. Like, as a company, if you want to go on the stock market, you want to do that because I'm pretty sure it makes you money.
Because you sell your stock, like you get like your company turns into 1,000 stock, you get 1,000 stock.
Yeah,
and then
your company becomes more valuable.
Yeah, and then you get bought out or whatever.
So as a company, your incentive to go to the stock market is becoming more valuable. But as a stock buyer, your incentive to buy stock is for you to get rich too off of their success. But your ultimate goal isn't to be the guiding hand. The guiding hand thing is sort of like a last ditch resort of like, we can't.
Stockholders aren't?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if Apple's like, we're going to shift our business to groceries, and like 50% of the stockholders are like, no, we don't like that, then they can override that decision. I think something like that.
I think they could just straight up fire you and put someone in who knows or who would align with the stockholders.
Yeah.
I was like, if I had a company and I was going public, I'd say I want 51% steak. Medium rare.
Yeah. I was thinking of a joke, but you got it, huh?
Just so, because I trust myself. And I think maybe at that point I wouldn't trust myself, but
You sound like a dictator now.
I trust myself. But if it's my company, I think I should have at least 51%, right? And at that point, they can say whatever they want. And I'll be like, 51%. What was that? 51%.
That's nice and all, but look at that number right there. 51.
It's like big old 51% like behind my chair. That's what I would do. Just because, I mean, if I'm running it and something goes wrong, I want it to be my fault. I don't want to be like,
Yeah.
well, they had the power and then they just tanked my company because they had 51%.
Yeah.
And I lost it all.
Back to the idea of the stock market going to zero.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will never go to zero, but I think the stock market, there will be less money to invest in the stock market and more to invest in other things. So if there's $1 trillion.
Direct investing.
What?
Like directly investing in the company?
No. Like right now there's theoretically $1 trillion that goes into the stock market each year annually, and 200 billion that goes into buying stuff like shoes, cards, video games, memorabilia. And I think more and more that money is going to even out, because the youth, it's evident that they care more and more about culture, and they want to invest in that more into the stock market. Why? Because they know more about culture. So they can give like a better price estimate and make money easier that way of something they know. Like I know Marvel way more than I know the Dow Jones.
The Dow Jones.
So I'm able to say this NFT for Loki is going to cost this much.
Like Loki NFT versus the coal plant in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Maybe that one's good, but
maybe the coal plant is worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
But I don't know shits and giggles about it.
You said it.
But I know how much a Loki costs right now on my NFT marketplace.
Yeah.
So as an investor, what I should invest in what I know.
So stock market's just gonna kind of shrink.
Yeah.
In importance.
Yeah.
At this point, like stock market's like the powerhouse of America.
Yeah, it's been the powerhouse, right?
Yeah.
Of the world.
Yeah.
But maybe now we'll see a evening out of like culture matters just as much. Like that Migos NFT is gonna be more than the Apple stock.
If you say so.
Who knows? Ivan, have you watched anything recently? Listened to anything? Yes. Let's talk about it. What do you think?
Did you watch the third episode?
Third episode? What are you,
Just
sick?
Came out 12 p.m. last night.
You sick son of a gun? I'm not even going to be able to watch that tonight. I'll probably watch it tomorrow if I have time. I saw the second episode. I loved it.
Yeah, it's good.
Don't tell me anything about the third episode.
I won't. Well, no.
What are your thoughts? Let me see if I can formulate a thought in your thought.
I hate that I'm saying this, but I just want to see where it's gonna go eventually.
That's the thing about these shows is like that's all that matters sometimes. Like we need to live in the moment.
Shut up.
Okay,
you're right. Yeah. I don't know. Like it's good. I hope there's more to it eventually. And the last episodes, it's only 6 episodes, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I'm halfway done. I am halfway done.
Wow, you're amazing.
Thank you. But I mean, it looks like some big stuff is gonna happen from 2. I'm
Yeah.
talking about 2. Like when the spoilers, it was like splitting off. I hope some stuff is permanent. I hope they don't check it out and like Loki fixes it all.
There's no way. Because, like, do you know anything about the Timekeeper guys and, like, what's already going to happen in the movies? So, one of the Timekeeper guys, he's going to be the villain in Ant-Man.
Who's the Ant-Man villain? Owen Wilson?
No. The Timekeeper guys. Those 3 guys.
Oh.
One of those guys is going to be the bad guy in Ant-Man.
Oh.
Like, that's already been confirmed. They already casted him.
Well, they kind of messed up.
So, you already know something is connected there.
Yeah.
And we already know they're trying to do something with the multiverse.
Yeah.
So that act in the the final thing in the second episode where the time ripple splits into a bunch of different timelines, that's already giving a sign of what's happening.
Yeah.
Like you said, I am excited to see where it goes. I'm trying to live in the moment. Do you think? I like how you just like you loser. You think Owen Wilson, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about his performance so far?
It's Owen Wilson.
He definitely has like the same character, right?
Yeah.
Like a guy just talks like this.
Well, it's what they want. It's not, like nothing else is required of them. They just needed a person, like
a character.
Yeah, and like Marvel's just been doing this forever. Like have in the next whatever movie have like that one-off character be famous and that like drags people in.
Yeah.
And they just always do that. So that's what he is.
Yep.
I don't care. You know.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Are they trying to like? Because I'm trying to understand what they're trying to do with Loki. Like portray him as like obviously a good guy, but like trying to explain his reasoning.
Humanize him.
I think they did it in the first episode where they're like, "You just kill people." He's like, "Yeah, I like killing people," and then they finally like dug a layer in. Like, what do you really? Why do you really do the things you do? What did they say? What did he say? I forgot.
I don't remember.
But he did say something, right?
Yeah.
I'm still not really like
Convinced.
there with that. Like after the second episode,
he is a trickster.
He's a trickster.
I'm sure at the end he's gonna do something that furthers his motives in some way.
Uh-huh.
But like the one time he actually did something that was good is when he died for saving Thor.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't die there. Maybe that's like part of the show. Like, oh, he tricked him. He didn't die. But I don't know. We'll see.
Because this is before, this happens before that part.
Mm-hmm.
Before Endgame. Yeah. Infinity War. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you watched?
No.
Music?
No.
Tell the creators coming out
He already came out.
as gay.
Pride Month.
Hashtag.
We're Pride champions. I don't know. Allies. That's the word. I think I said, like, I don't care anymore.
I know. I'm trying to think of, like...
A rebuttal to it.
Not a rebuttal, but, like, what I really feel about Tyler.
Did you see a feature on there? Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Young boy never broke again.
Young boy never broke. That's a good feature. Off the cuff. Off the usual beaten path for Tyler.
I mean, I'll listen to it. I hope, like, I don't care. I don't even want to say what I'm going to say for the millionth time.
I think he's going to go pop. Like hip-hop pop.
Hip-hop pop?
Yeah.
Like hip-hop pop?
I think he's going to go with trying to get a single.
Like my beautiful...
No, that's what I want from him. I think he's going to do the same thing, actually. I think he's going to have like his indie little moment. Like I like his music, though.
A solid album that sounds like him. Produced by him. Good songs. solid 8 out of 10.
It's funny, his music video. I like how you say it. His music videos are like Wes Anderson movies now.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You don't remember his videos? Like, he just came out with one today.
I didn't watch it.
And it's like, you can obviously tell he loves color and his Wes Anderson palette. I don't know, man. I wish I had a larger thing to say about Tyler, the Creator.
I just don't really know where he could go because he's already like very flamboyantly energetic in like every way. Like everything he does is like energy.
Yeah.
And if you want to evolve, what do you do with that?
How do
you evolve from like energy to more energy?
I think he needs to make smash records now. But I don't think
like this is his pop star. Like he's gonna get. To
I don't think
Weekend.
this is it. But I think it should be it.
He should get to like Weekend Drake levels.
Yeah. Not Weekend Drake. Like, I don't think anyone could do this, but I think he should do like his Travis Scott Astroworld album, where it's like, this is for the masses.
He should like sell out, but
in his own way.
Yeah, not like Travis, where it's just pure sellout.
No, well,
it's just pure unadulterated, disgusting money. Gimme sellout.
Just a pure piggy pig. I want money. Give me all I can eat.
Little oinker.
I feel like there's other music coming out. Oh, I was gonna tell you, you should listen to Haram, Goldlink's new album. It's good.
I like Gosling, but the features kind of scared me.
Who was?
Like a bunch of random names.
Yeah.
I saw like, oh, this guy's.
He always does random people though.
Foot out the door. This guy's end of career.
You should listen to it. I don't know who even Goldlink is. Like, if he sat right here, I wouldn't know. I couldn't tell you his personality. Like, I can't tell who he is, honestly, but I like his music, and I like this album.
Okay.
I think that's it. I feel like I watched the movie that I want to talk about, but obviously I didn't because I can't remember.
I did. The Big Short.
Oh, Ivan, what a great segue. We'll talk about The Big Short and much more right after this quick commercial break. Dang, you went cross-eyed. Ivan, it's time to talk about the movie that we came here to talk about. The next movie in the Adam McKay miniseries. Ivan, what movie is that?
The Big Short.
The year is 2015. Here is the top 10 movies of the year. At number 10, we have Spectre. Number 9, we have Cinderella. Number 8, we have The Martian. Number 7, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Horrible name. Number 6, Minions. Number 5, Furious 7. Number 4, Inside Out. Number 3, Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 2, Jurassic World. And at 1, Ivan, do you want to take a guess? It made almost $1 billion in the box office.
Deadpool.
Star Wars, The Force Awakens. Shout out to China because they're really, like, if you noticed, the numbers for the box office went up like 500 million because of China, like starting 2012 or something, or 2013. And now China's ruling the world because of that. Like, Disney doesn't want to do anything that angers China. So they'll just ignore that China's doing like a genocide so they can make Mulan. And we have John Cena, the same WWE guy that speaks fluent Chinese and is saying sorry to China because he called Taiwan a state, and China doesn't like that. So people are just bending over backwards for China. What's going to happen with China?
They're going to win. They won.
They won already, right?
We're just waiting for them to take over the keys for the new Hyundai.
I was actually thinking about that. Like, would it be that bad if like USA is just number 2? Like, we'll just concede that.
I wouldn't be, but if we have to like modify our cultural output to appease them, then that's bad.
Yeah, we can't be us.
Yeah, we can't be us.
Oh my God. Shout out to Jay-Z. You don't know nothing about double entendres when you're dealing with the Peliculas with the bros. The premise of this movie, The Big Short. Ready?
Yes.
It's a simple one. It's a simple premise, at least. The movie's complicated. In 2007, the housing market crashed in the United States of America. This is the story of a couple of weirdos who predicted it and how they tried to short it. With the illustrious, magnificent cast, we have Christian Bale as Michael Burry, Steve Carell as Mark Baum, Ryan Gosling as Jared Vennett, Brad Pitt as Ben Rickert, John Magaro as Charlie Geller, Finn Wittrock as Jamie Shipley, Hamish Linklater.
Jesus.
What a name, Hamish. Porter Collins. Rafe Spall as Danny Moses. Jeremy Strong, Ivan. Woo! As Vinny Daniel. What a name. And Marissa Tomei as Cynthia Baum. Ivan, when's the first time you watched The Big Short?
I think like a year ago.
A year ago. First time was barely a year ago. Okay, my first time was this past week.
Wow.
Watching it today, watching it this past week, Ivan, what are your thoughts? What are the thoughts circulating in your head?
America's messed up. This is a corrupt system of bureaucrats and white people.
Bureaucracy.
I think that was like a big point of the movie, though. Like, it's not so much corrupt, just a lot of stupid people. Well, it was corrupt at the end when they bailed out the wrong people.
Yeah.
But
no, well, it's corrupt too when they didn't want to change the rates.
What do you mean?
We'll get into it, but
okay.
It's people are stupid and people are corrupt too.
Yeah, it's both.
That's like the big takeaway that you got from it.
Yeah.
I watched this in the middle of the night because I had some energy and I just had a large meal.
Cute.
And I wasn't able to sleep on a large meal.
Cute.
So I was watching this and I was enthralled. I loved it. At first, I was like, is this going to be just way too confusing for me? But then McKay did something brilliant and it just opened up the floodgates. He sped things up just at the right speed. He made it flashy enough to be a good movie. It wasn't a documentary. It was definitely a movie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this movie really quick. Or just before the movie. It's 2 years after Anchorman 2. So, McKay, again, he's doing the thing where it's like hit after hit, 2 years after 2 years. Every movie comes out is 2 years gap. You haven't really seen this at this clip with this good of a movie ratio. Even like the greats that we all love, Quentin Tarantino, Scorsese.
That's it.
They don't do these. They don't do movies that consecutively.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing to note. Secondly, he's coming off of almost directing Ant-Man. Edgar Wright was set to direct it. He fell out with Marvel, creative differences, probably wanted to do something with the script that they didn't let him, blah, blah, blah. They were looking for a director. They said, how about McKay? McKay's like, I'm interested because Paul Rudd's in it and he's good friends with Paul Rudd.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, you know what? I'm friends with this other guy that wants to do the movie. I think it's, I forget the name. So he's like, I'll let him do it, but I'll stay on for writing credits. So he has writing credits on Ant-Man. And to that point, there's been circulation. I know you're going to like this one. And he's interested in making a Marvel movie based on Silver Surfer. This is his quote, Ivan. If you look at Galactus, do you know Galactus?
Yeah.
Sorry. If you look at Galactus and the origin story of the Silver Surfer, how he sacrificed himself for his planet, Norrin Radd, was that his name? I haven't thought that name in a long time. That would be a very easy one to make it an environmental allegory. I think that could be an incredible movie. I think it could be visually the most stunning Marvel movie that's ever been made. I haven't lost interest in that. In fact, now that you mention it, maybe I'll lob a phone call and see what's going on. That was in 2018.
Oh.
He's definitely not making it right now because he's making his Netflix movie with
Leo.
Jenny from the Block.
Jennifer
Lawrence. He's also set to direct another Jennifer Lawrence movie. Damn it, I forgot it's a big one. She bought the rights for it and she's like, I want you to direct
Hunger
it.
Games.
Part 5? The parody? No, another movie with it. But imagine Silver Surfer McKay.
I don't think they're even ready. Like Marvel. Like if you want to do it, it would be like 5 years out.
No, they're ready.
Fantastic Four?
Well, I mean, they're not ready in that sense, but they're ready as like, okay, what's phase 5?
Yeah, but I'm saying for it to actually come out and be made,
Gotcha,
it would be like 5 years.
Yeah. But okay, imagine what that movie would look like. What do you think? Is it similar to this movie? It can't be similar. He can't have Moneymaker playing in the background. Shake your Moneymaker. What would it be?
Colorful, spacey.
It's funny because I can't even imagine. McKay's not even that guy.
Yeah. I think he could do it.
I want to see Vice because I want to see what road he takes with Vice. Maybe that'll give me an idea of what Silver Surfer could be.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know.
He can do it. I think if he says like it would be so easy, then I believe him. I believe him.
Yeah, what a guy, huh? Silver Surfer? Well, that'll be easy, man.
Yeah. Come on.
We have so much stress in McKay, don't we?
Yeah.
Is he our favorite director of all time?
Is he yours?
No.
Then why'd you say our?
I'm trying to psych you up. I'm trying to hype you.
Oh, I read right through that.
I know. Damn it. It's like when you lie to someone and they know immediately and they immediately don't like you. That's what the look you just gave me.
I think he's mine.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. That's too soon.
Sorry.
This is the first non-comedic movie he's made.
Still funny.
Still damn funny. First time he makes a movie without Will Ferrell. He makes a movie with Steve Carell though. He's made it before, and
Steve Carell.
Will Ferrell. Are they the same person?
Holy shnikes.
Steve Carell in this movie. We'll talk about that in a bit. Actually, transitioning to drama, switching styles. It's always hard in any aspect to switch styles.
Uh-huh.
The ones that can do it best are the ones that use teams. We look at our boy, our savior, our Lord, Kanye West, and he's the epitome of being able to change styles. He is a vessel, and everything else is just pieces to his vessel. I think we can say the same thing about McKay. If you look at his work,
mm-hmm.
even though it's been primarily comedic, I'm interested in the future in his career because he's just getting started. He's probably 50 right now, right?
Prime for a director, honestly.
Prime for a director to be TBH. This is his first drama film that's partly comedy. I'm interested to see Vice, to see where that goes. There's so much for him to go, but back to the concept of switching styles. He switches styles like Kanye did from 808 and Heartbreaks to Yeezus, or sorry, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's amazing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you... What... That's definitely like a personality type. Being able to do that. For someone, actually, now that we're thinking about it, for someone who has so much ego, Kanye is actually really egoless when it comes to being creative. But then it comes back to being real egotistic because he's like, yeah, I need all these contributors, but at the end of the day, my name's on it.
Yeah. I think it's knowing where to throw your ego And Kanye knows, like, you need people to be the best. And it doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't even register in his head that, like, he would be able to do it on his own. Like, he probably could, but he does do a lot better with others.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even, in his head, he's like, am I less for getting help? Like,
He would never say that.
Yeah. He's like, I'm better because I'm getting help.
That's like a mind trick, huh?
Yeah.
But you have to mind trick yourself.
Yeah.
But is it even a mind trick? Because is it right? That's actually true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because what's worse? Being as good as you can be by yourself or being better than what you can be with other people?
Second. I think people are just a little too
Ego.
Yeah, they want
Prideful.
They want to be on top. Like, they want to say, I did all this on my own. But look at Kanye. He doesn't have to say that, and he's still on top, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it just shows it's pointless to do anything on your own if you don't have to.
Wow.
Let's end it right there.
I think we never have to record another podcast again.
We peaked.
We peaked. Intellectually, we definitely peaked. Emotionally, I'm about to cry right now. Talking about Kanye makes me teary-eyed.
I'm sure you're not having indigestion.
No, what is that from?
I half stole it from the other guys.
What did he say?
He says, like, that when they're in the car and like you feel that tingle in your balls. Like,
yeah.
Are you sure that's not testicular cancer?
Oh, good job, Ivan. I love it. I'm glad I recognized it too. So we said this is his first drama film, but like you said, it's actually a comedy as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's blending two styles, comedy and drama. How does he do this so effortlessly? I think he's just he can see things. He can see things that work well.
Yeah. He just has an eye for it.
Uh-huh.
He's got taste.
He has taste. There's many things I like about this movie, but many things that sort of make it work. The fourth wall breaking, where characters like, give me a second here, Ryan Gosling's Jared Bennett talks straight to the camera and tells the story of like what's happening, and also the cameos, which are crazy, and we have famous people explaining high concept mortgage banking stuff. All that stuff works really well. I was thinking too, like, why don't more people use the fourth wall, and who uses the fourth wall? And I was thinking about Scorsese. He uses it a lot, like almost in every movie he makes, like Wolf of Wall Street, Goodfellas, blah blah. I should say every movie, but
I think it's when they really need to explain something. But if you have the character have a conversation with another character trying to explain it, it sounds like forced in. But if you're like fourth wall, like, okay, listen, this is this, and it's like obvious that it's so obvious that it's not corny.
Yes, it's like, I'm being corny. Let's admit that I'm corny.
Yeah.
And it makes it uncorny.
Yeah.
I was also reading that breaking the fourth wall is sort of like a don't do in film, in movies. Like, don't do it unless you can do it really, really well. And they were asking, like, why can Scorsese do it? And it's like, because he does it well. I don't know of a time it's been done bad, but maybe that's
the ones that we don't know about. Like,
yeah, because
so
like
bad.
Those movies suck.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing that fourth wall isn't considered a good thing.
There's like a lot of rules in like the world, or like hobbies, or like this is one of the things you don't do. Like, you can do it, you just have to do it well.
Right.
Like, what are other things?
I think in rap, it's like, don't sing unless you can sing well. And then you have like Young Thug squealing like a banshee.
Yeah.
And he does it with so much confidence that you're like, that works.
Yeah. It's weird. the rules are just suggestions.
Yeah, it's like if you're a safe person, if you're not confident, don't do anything out of the box. But if you are confident, commit.
When I was somewhat learning how to draw, which I have given up on since then.
That's beautiful to hear.
Thank you. I don't remember where I read this or heard this, but the quote was like, learn everything perfectly, and then when you're really good at it, then that's when you can break the rules.
Right.
And that's the same thing.
Uh-huh.
It just applies to everything.
I heard something similar. When you're writing, write drunk, but when you edit sober.
So like just write whatever you want, and then with a little cup of tea, edit that.
Your two
understand it.
personalities, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Because when you're drunk, you could say whatever, and you could probably get out your best thoughts.
Yep.
Without filter.
There's another one where it's like, if you hit someone, hate your wife. But if you love someone, love your dog.
What?
Just kidding.
I was like trying to figure out, like, yeah, no.
That'd be good if you're just like, I totally understand that. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it.
Let's take a short break and we'll get into more of this beautiful movie.
Okay.
What do you think about the cameos in this movie?
As in, like, Margot Robbie, Selena Gomez,
Uh-huh.
Anthony Bourdain. They're cool. Like, nothing wrong with them. Nothing bad to say. Only good job.
To me, I felt like it was it's like a smart ass way of doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you smart ass. But it's still good. It's like heavy handed.
Yeah.
But it's still good. It's jarring. It's so jarring that it works. And it's very good to try to explain things from a hot girl.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I get it. I saw how you manipulated my brain.
Yeah.
And it's
smart.
And at a point, it's like art.
Yeah.
It's all art, obviously, but it's art in the way of like, I'm doing something different. This is a style. Take that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's just about doing it well.
Uh-huh.
But there's no rules.
There's no rules. Wow. Movies are whatever we want it to be.
What did we learn today? There's no rules. There's rules until you're good. Then there's no rules.
If you suck, stick to the rules. If you're good, break the damn rule.
I'm gonna get that tattooed on my forehead.
Rules suck until they don't.
That doesn't sound as good.
So this movie has a great cast. Let me get one thing out of the way. That way we can sort of just get it out of the way because we might go on forever or we might not, depending on how it goes. This movie is like a teaser to Succession.
Yeah.
It has our boy Jeremy Strong, who's the lead character in Succession. After watching this movie, I really want to watch Succession.
I want more episodes.
I can rewatch it. I already rewatched it once, so
I did too.
I can watch it again.
I just want more episodes.
You should watch
No.
Damn it, I forget the name. I'll talk about it later. Succession. I do want to say that McKay directed the first episode of Succession, so we're gonna finish out McKay miniseries with the first episode of Succession.
Goody.
Like a little bonus mini episode.
A mini-sode.
A minisode.
Mini-soda.
Stop, okay.
Okay.
The actors of this movie, we have Brad Pitt, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling,
Christian Bale.
The big actors right there.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt is just like a regular dude in this movie, which I love.
It's like a joke in of itself.
Yeah.
Like, get the hottest actor alive.
Like literally the hottest man alive, and then make him
boring.
Make him a computer nerd.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
He also produced this movie, and it's his second movie that he produced based on Michael Lewis's book. The first one
Moneyball?
is a movie we talked about in this.
Moneyball.
Shout out to Brad Pitt. He has the eye to.
He's got taste.
He got taste. So Brad Pitt, just a regular dude. Christian Bale, of course, being the most Christian Bale picks this role, and he picks like the weirdo. What do you think about this guy? What's his name? Let me look it up really quick. Michael Burry. Were you like me and looked up like where are these guys now and like what are they doing?
I did when I watched it back then.
Okay.
But I didn't care this time.
So Michael Burry, his character in the movie is basically probably the first guy to discover that the mortgage system in America was gonna break. So he tried to short it. Can you describe shorting?
No.
But can you try?
It's betting against it.
Yeah.
That like it would fail.
Right. So it's like, if I believe Ivan's gonna fail in his test, I'm gonna bet that he's gonna fail.
I don't get where the money comes from. Like where the bet.
I think that's the part that was confusing. You mean when he goes to Goldman Sachs?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Do you have this?" He's like, "We don't have that, but we'll create it for you."
Yeah.
I think they literally create it. They make it up out of thin air.
I don't get where you get the money from shorting.
Right.
You know?
Me neither. Yeah, I don't know.
Like it's $10. You'll bet it'll fall. It goes to $1.
Who gives me the money that I want?
Where's my $10? Where's my $9?
And then this movie also made me realize that the stock market is basically like gambling in a way.
Yeah.
It's not gambling in the sense of like, it's either heads or tails and I have 50-50 chance. Like you can obviously take educated guesses, but it is gambling.
In this case, it was a sure thing.
Was it though? It almost wasn't, because like of the whole rate debacle.
Yeah, I think it was just so big it had to fall. But
yeah,
if it was like, if someone tried to call it like 5 years before, they would have got messed up. You know, like there probably was somebody who called it like 5 years before this, but he was just way too early.
And we didn't hear about him because he died, because he committed suicide.
Yeah, something weird like that.
So much money that they were using. I was like, God,
Like
I would
billions.
throw up. I would throw up.
Billions.
Yeah, so he heads Michael Burry heads Scion Capital, basically a hedge fund. He's the first guy to discover that there's a bubble. What do you think about Christian Bale's performance?
He put effort into those mannerisms.
And everyone just did like their 20 minutes. No one except for Steve Carell. He was probably like the main guy, but
yeah.
From Bale to Pitt to Ryan Gosling, I keep forgetting his name, poor guy. They don't do more than a supporting actor role, which is interesting and it's good.
Ensemble
Cast. They learn from Mad Men, obviously.
Yeah.
Carell's character, he's actually one that I didn't fully understand.
He's like one of those guys you sometimes meet, like
if you're lucky.
Just there's something off with them. They're wrong in some way, but like his thing is that he's just brutally honest, but he's not like a bad person. He's just like very like cold.
Right. Not cold.
Well,
he's actually very warm-hearted.
But cold in
business.
Yeah.
So his character is Mark Baum.
Kurt.
He's the leader of Front Point Partners, a small independent trading firm. He also tries to bet against the mortgage system after getting an interview with Ryan Gosling's character. What I didn't understand is that when they first introduced his character, Steve Carell's character, Mark Baum, they sort of introduced him as like this crazy guy because he's attending like this therapy session, a group therapy session. And then after that, he just sort of becomes a normal business guy in a way. Like, of course, he's still brutally honest and he's always trying to like fight for the little guy type of thing. But when he's first introduced, he seems crazy. He's like, "Hey guys," he just starts blabbering about.
I just saw him as like really in his own world. Like at the start, he was like super stressed out from that situation,
Yeah.
and he didn't really take people's feelings into account when he was walking in.
Right.
And like the lady's like, remember we told you can't do this.
Yep.
That's kind of what I meant from like Cold, where he gets really wrapped up in his world.
Yep.
And it just kind of tunnel visions him.
I guess my only criticism is I wish he was more like that throughout the film. Where I felt like he sort of became a normal guy when he was like throughout.
He had crazy moments.
He had crazy moments, yeah.
Right.
All
right.
Yeah, move on. Come on. I like the brown point, I think it's called. I like the brown people. Never say that out loud. Brownfield Fun, the two supporting actors, John Magaro as Charles Galler, Finn Whitrock as Jamie Shipley. They're sort of like the two upstarts, young kids working with Brad Pitt, trying to get their money too. Gosling, I think Gosling is like a DiCaprio light in this movie.
Yeah.
He's doing Wolf of Wall Street
He's
guy.
Funny. I liked him.
He's good though.
Yeah.
Coming in with that Italian flashy style, dye your hair black.
I think he was my favorite character in the movie.
He's definitely the most, yeah. Okay, yeah, I would say that too. I didn't really feel like an attachment to anyone except for him, because he sort of felt like he could snap at any moment.
Yeah, but he was honest. He was an honest thief.
The movie's so complicated. I want to talk about it more, but I would feel like I'm not doing it justice. Let me just say that they all did a good job, right? Did this movie make you think about GameStop?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So who shorted who for GameStop? Did the big banks try to short the...
I think the real investors try to short it, but the gamers on like Reddit and Discord, they're like, we're going to make it go higher. And that cost the money. I think.
So they beat the system in that way.
A little bit. Yeah, because I remember there's like white business people saying like there should be rules against this.
Right.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, idiot.
Don't be a baby.
It is amazing the power the internet has.
Exactly. And imagine if all of TikTok's user base had that tiny bit of stock knowledge, and then like Charlie D'Amelio says, "Hey, buy Fenty," and then just explodes. Because that could happen, but there's no big TikToker who would do that, and their fan base doesn't have that knowledge. Maybe like Joe Rogan.
Yeah. That isn't crazy, because if Joe started a TikTok and he's like, honestly, I love... Because anything he says he likes, people buy a lot.
Yeah.
Anything that he promotes, people buy a lot.
And if he like made it like targeted, like, look, I just want to blow this one stock up. Let's do this. And then...
That world would literally blow up.
He could do it.
Yeah. But I think that's sort of tampering, isn't it?
Is that illegal?
I feel like it might be.
What if he's like, look, I'm a blindfold pick a stock. Whatever I land on, we're all going to buy that. And he's never going to look. Like, he has it on the screen. We're going to buy this. He doesn't look. What legally goes on there?
Yeah, I guess that's okay. I think that's fine.
Because at that point, it's like, he could say, oh, it's for entertainment, right?
Right.
But people are going to buy it.
The internet is such a beast. It breaks all previous rules.
Yeah.
It breaks the barrier of entry, the knowledge gap.
Yeah.
The whole knowledge, the system's complicated because we want to make it complicated is so disgusting. Like the loopholes because of the loopholes.
I've wanted to read like a book on tax, just so I can like figure stuff out. Because there's probably billions of ways I can weasel out of paying taxes or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
That like super rich people already know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's no like tax book that will teach you everything kind of book.
What if there's like a TikTok guy that's like, I'm tax boy?
There probably is, but I wanted like a book that says like Tax Rules of America 2020 edition or 2020.
Yeah.
And then just read that.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be an accessible, easy to understand, thing by thing that you can go to reference. Like, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? Because TikTok is too fleeting, you know? Like, you'll lose it. 10 seconds, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan, let's go to award season right after this short break. Ivan, it's award season. The moment award for this movie, I would give it to, well, the nominees are when Michael Berry has the meeting with all the banks.
Oh, I hated the bankers.
Yeah.
But that's the point. But if that's how that turned out in real life, like, that's just sick.
It is.
It's like, ugh, they exist.
And shout out to McKay, interweaving, and the editor, obviously, interweaving Moneymaker by Ludacris featuring Pharrell. And it's a fun little ditty to have in the background. And actually putting the music video, like, that doesn't ever happen, actually. You always play music in the background of movies, but you never show the actual music video.
There's a lot of, like, media scenes.
Yes.
Like little slideshows.
Yep.
Which, that's like documentary. It's like a documentary movie.
It's a montage.
A docu-movie. A movie-mentary.
A doc-v. Okay, I'll stop there. When Jared Vennett pitches to the Front Point partners, when Gosling is pitching to Steve Carell and his team, how he pitches, who he is, how he pitches, what he's pitching, he's like
his mathematician.
Oh, that's so good. Let me describe the scene a little bit. So Gosling's like this cocky, over the top guy, and the Front Point partners, Steve Carell, Jeremy Strong, and the team, they're sort of skeptics in their own right about everything. So this guy, Ryan Gosling's character, they immediately don't like him. So there's this obvious tension, but Gosling is coming in hard and he's not going to change his attitude, and that's just who he is, it just sets up this incredible dynamic between all of them. And then he has an assistant who he keeps telling to shut up and do things and set up the Jenga thing, which is an incredible thing. The way they use Jenga to explain the whole thing, and it makes sense for the viewers. That probably never really happened in real life, but it helps us.
Yeah.
And then they're just talking about numbers.
Oh, he's the investors are like, did you do the math on this? Like, does everything add up? He's like, this is my mathematician, something Yang. He's like, you notice anything about him? And he's just like shuffling in his seat. He's like, he's Asian. He's Chinese.
Yeah.
He won first place in the mathathon or whatever.
Yeah. He's like, he doesn't even speak English.
Yeah.
That's how smart he is.
It's like horribly racist, but like drives the point home.
And then the Asian character, he turns to he breaks the fourth wall. He's like, I could speak English.
Like perfect English.
And I won second place in the tournament, by the way.
Yeah.
So good. I was laughing. Another great scene is the Miami trip when the Front Point partners go to investigate the housing market in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
They realize everything's really as fucked up as they said it was. They even go and talk to a stripper, and she has like 5 houses that are all horribly set up in.
I don't even know how.
So do you know about fixed rate and adjustable rates?
No.
Let me quickly explain it. A fixed rate is when you buy a house at a fixed rate, obviously. And the fixed rate is like a percentage of interest.
Okay.
So if I buy a house at 8% interest, it's gonna stay at a fixed 8% for the amount of time you have to pay off the house. Adjustable is opposite. It adjusts depending on how the rates change throughout time, and rates change depending on how the economy is doing, things like that. So when you buy a house on adjustable adjustable rate, you can buy it at a rate of like 2%, which is pretty good. But then it can go to like 20%, and then you're screwed because then you have to pay a big ass mortgage loan.
Yeah.
So this girl was saying like, yeah, all of my rates are adjustable, and they're good right now. But once the market crashes, they're gonna be like 200%, and then you're gonna have where your mortgage was $2,000, now it's gonna be $20,000 a month.
Depressing.
And that's what happened to a lot of people. Their mortgage went from being what they're used to 10 times the amount or 20 times the amount, whatever.
I don't even know how you would be able to buy multiple houses and think it's like a smart decision. Like,
if you don't have money, yeah, I don't know. You have to be rich.
Even if I made like $500,000
a year,
I would think about buying a house, like one house, and I'd be like, I know it's kind of sketchy,
right?
But 5 houses, that's like just you do not think.
Well, there's the great scene too where like they're talking to the mortgage lenders.
Yeah.
And they're like these two bros, and like tell them what you did last week. I went to a strip club, and then like, how do you get their loans? Like, you don't even have to fill out the paperwork, stuff like that, and it just sets up like how the whole economy is messed up and why it's messed up.
Makes you, I don't know, just makes you think, what else is there?
Right, there has to be other things.
Yeah.
Because by the end of the movie, they said things have been a little bit more regulated, but
even other like industries or whatever.
Yeah.
Like this can't be such a.
There must be other things like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they went to that convention in Las Vegas.
Shout out to Las Vegas.
And
whatever happens in Vegas, well, you know the
Vegas.
Okay.
They went to that convention, and everyone was dumb. Right. Like how? How does that?
Well, when everyone's used to something.
Yeah, but my God.
My God.
Dear Lord Almighty. It just blows my mind that like even I could fall for something like that if everyone believes it, you know?
Yeah. If everyone's like, this is just what we do. This is the norm.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine.
Without ever trying to double check. Like I probably have some belief right now that I don't know about that's housing crisis. Like
Bitcoin. I mean, you could probably say the same thing about
NFTs, but
yeah.
I know NFTs are going to go down.
Like how you said.
It's just like how weird people are. Like
creatures of habit.
Yeah. I don't want to say dumb.
Psychology.
Yeah.
Lizard brains.
Sure. Yeah.
Dummy poo poo. Sit in your poop pant, McGee.
That's what I was going to say.
Any favorite scenes for you?
I like when Mark Strong called, is that his name?
Brom?
The Succession guy.
Oh.
Jeremy Strong.
Yes. I thought you meant the character's name.
Yeah.
But yeah. Go ahead.
He called Ryan Gosling. He's like, what do you get out of this?
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'll tell you exactly what I get out of this.
Yeah.
Money. But you also get money. He's like, you get the cherries, you get the banana, you get the strawberries. I just get a little scoop of ice cream or something like that. And it's just like, he's so horribly right. Like, he's so honest that he's going to make money, but they're also going to make money. So it's just like so satisfying.
Yeah. And that's sort of like what America is missing too.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that's like an obvious snake
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it snake oil dealer?
Yeah.
But admits it. Like everyone is shady, but not everyone is
Honestly shady.
not honestly shady, but like a bad person, but honest about it.
Yeah. And yeah, like, and those are easier to live with than someone who lies and is a bad person.
That's like one of the main reasons Trump got elected. They say it's like we all know politicians lie. At least this guy's telling us the truth that that he hates Mexicans.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but it just turned out he was dumb too.
Well, yeah, ultimately he also did bad things too.
Yeah. But I get your point.
Lifetime Achievement Award. Does McKay get it here? That's the ultimate question, because I think Steve Carell, Brad Pitt, Christian Bale, Ryan Gosling, all these big characters, they're not in it enough to say this is their best thing.
Yeah.
So McKay, is this his peak? He does get nominated for an award on this, but what do you think?
I think so far, yes. But not box office wise.
So it beats Anchorman for you?
Are we talking about like on my scale now?
No, I'm talking about in your lifetime achievement. Like this is the pinnacle of McKay's career. He will never get bigger than this.
I think this is like what will inspire people way down the line. Like we won't see the real
impact
until way down the line.
So you're saying this is like Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka, where like when it came out, sure, it made a little bit of money.
Yes.
But 20, it's still on reruns.
Well, like what's an artist that's like when it came out it was good, but now everyone's inspired by him?
Soulja Boy.
Shut your right. Yeah.
That's actually pretty true, but not a good analogy.
Yeah, it's right, but not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's not. Now you're making me think.
I mean, you could make the argument that it's not just because, like, currently it's not.
It's not. Step Brothers is, because Step Brothers will live longer ultimately.
And
it inspired more people. I had to say it robotically for it to work. Scene stealer. This award goes to any actor who was in the movie 10 minutes or less but stole the movie whenever they're in it.
Exception, Ryan Gosling.
He's in it more than 10, no?
We allow it this time. Please.
Okay. Please.
Who else was... Because there's like so many characters in this movie, but...
I have Max Greenfield and Billy Magnuson.
The bros?
The bros.
But they're only in it once. It doesn't feel like a scene stealer because they don't ever come back to steal a scene. Because I thought this category was like, you see them and then you're like...
so they're literally only in one scene.
Yeah, so it doesn't count.
Gotcha.
They're in one more scene, but they're like at the job fair.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything.
But doesn't that count too? Because it's like they didn't do anything in that scene. They were just there for decoration. Literally, they were here in one scene.
Yeah.
So it does count, right?
No. I just wouldn't count it because they're not consistent enough. I think scene stealer is like 10 minutes throughout the movie.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, we'll give it to Gosling.
Yes.
MVP of this movie.
Gosling.
Oh my! You can't give it to the scene stealer and
first double award-winning actor on the show.
Ryan Gosling, you have just won the MVP of the movie and scene stealer. First time ever in Peliculas with the Bros history. Never been done.
Watched movies with Leo, Brad Pitt. That's it.
Pee Wee Herman.
And they haven't won it.
Nope.
Ryan Gosling won it.
His batting average in this movie is like 9 for 10.
Yeah, he's good. He's
But my question is, what if Leo was playing this role?
Like, that would have been so funny because, like, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Like, direct nod.
Yep.
Same costume, whatever. That would have been funny.
I think he would have done a better job. He would have been more exaggerated.
Guess we'll never know. I mean, Gosling did his darn best.
That he
There's
did.
Plenty and more.
Ivan, rate this movie.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. So I have Anchorman. Sorry, I give this movie a 9.
That's what I gave it.
I know. We said the same number.
It sounds like you said a different number.
Sorry. I did it though.
I know, but
I gave this movie a 9. So you have Talladega Nights at 8.8. Anchorman at... Oh, no, sorry. I think you have...
Anchorman 2 at
yeah.
7 point something.
Anchorman 2 at 7.5. Talladega Nights at 8.8.
Music.
Anchorman 8.8. The Big Short at 9. Step Brothers at 9. The other guys at 9.5. So good, so good. All right, I have Anchorman 2 at 8.5. Anchorman at 8.5. Talladega Nights at 8.7. Step Brothers at 8.8. The Big Short at 9.
Ooh.
Other guys at 9.
Wow.
I love this movie.
Yeah, it's good.
And I think I'm showing my bias where I rank it as good as Other Guys. Because Other Guys is probably a better movie.
Yeah.
A more fun movie.
Yeah.
But my bias is drama, interesting movie.
But
like
you could
this.
see the overlap between Other Guys and...
Definitely, yeah.
So it's weird. Like, it's kind of like interesting to see.
I can't believe McKay made this movie. I can't believe he transitioned so well.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Vice. Let us know what you guys think about this movie. Please rate, review, subscribe, and let us know what you think. I'm gonna okay, yeah. Anyways, this is the end of Peliculas with the Bros. It was great. It was grand. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about Migos. We talked about NFTs. We talked about The Big Short. We talked about a lot of things. We'll be back next week with the next movie of Anna McKay's miniseries, Vice. Thank you for watching. Ivan, any last words?
Break the rules.
Break the rules. Again, please rate, review, subscribe if you can. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button on all podcast platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, all those podcasts. Wherever you can find podcasts, we're there. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. We talk money, talk to me back, something like that. I don't know. My name is Adrian.
My name is Ivan.
Peace out.
Bye.